So Rosh, in recent weeks, right, we've got this reputation of being Tampines Rovers TV because we've had so many Tampines Rovers people on. I'm glad we're debunking it by having the man from LCS today, Stipe Plazibat, joins us. Stipe, thank you so much for making time. Stipe, just quickly, I want to get your thoughts on Euros. I mean, Italy, England, final. I have to ask you, wearing this jersey, is it coming home?
Honestly, I didn't watch Euro after Croatia lose against Spain, so I don't want to comment this final game, especially when I see Singaporean in England jersey. Oh my God.
I'm sure you got something to add.
Hey, it's a disgrace, man. I could hear you celebrating all the way in the Kallang area, you know?
I mean, we don't stay that far away.
Home. My WhatsApp group chat was all, he's coming home. And this guy stays in Kallang, in Singapore.
Oh my
God.
God.
In Singapore. Goodness me. Jesus. I mean, he's not alone. He's not alone, I'm sure. But listen, Stipe, we've actually had this discussion a few weeks ago. We did a show about this as well, about Singaporeans supporting England more than the national team. But I personally, I was just wondering whether, why that is, and whether we can, try and do a little bit more to try and draw people in and try and win them over in those situations. Because I think we all have a bit of a responsibility here. So I don't know about playing this blame game about this guy supporting this, that guy supporting that, but what is our role? And I wonder if you have any ideas yourself about what perhaps we can do to try and bring people over.
I mean, I'm here in Singapore already 5 years, and from my experience, from what I see, Singapore people had their national pride, and you can see that every single year, especially around National Day, and that is the basic of good supporter for some sports. I mean, if you have this national pride, you should be proud of your national teams, no matter how good or bad their results are. So if they translate this national pride to sports, I think that will be the first step.
And also with the way social media works now, there's a massive keyboard culture going on. After a good result, people come out to say good things. But more often than not, from what I've seen, after a bad result, people just jump on and criticize, slam various different teams. And Rosh, I think you previously have said, let them say what they want because any publicity is good publicity. Stipe, what are your thoughts?
Honestly, I mean, all publicity are good, but I don't like it because you don't see appreciation from these kind of people. Let's be honest, most of them don't know how to kick the ball, but they find themselves very suitable to comment football game, and they think they are better than, let's say, us who are playing on the field, which is not so easy. It's easy to watch on the game on TV. Camera is set, over the field, and you can see whole the field. But once you are on the pitch, you don't have that view. Maybe we should make some experiment and put the GoPro camera on someone's head to show actually the people how footballers see the pitch.
Yeah, it's easy to comment from the commentary box as well. Stipe, I mean, I've played some of my best games when I'm doing commentary. He should do this, he should do that. But look, I absolutely get where you're coming from, and I've also thought that in terms of some of the criticism that comes along for Singaporean football's way, and these are actually the best players that we have in our nation. You go out to the streets. These are guys that you've gone to school with. These are guys that you sometimes you would have worked in certain situations. Some guys you would have done national service with together. I mean, so it's actually our people, right?
Yeah, if you are talking bad about them, then can you imagine how bad you are at that sport, for example? I mean, talking bad about them, you are talking bad about yourself as well, a certain way. So first, that needs to be changed. I mean, I'm coming from the country which is World Cup runner-up, and this Euro we didn't play well, and of course we are criticizing, all is criticizing, but that is how you improve. But what I don't like to see is people commentating, but they don't have idea how to commentate and how to try to improve. If you show someone some tactical mistake, then you are showing some kind of knowledge. But if you are talking about some nonsense thing, like let's say in Croatia game, Ante Rebic go to change his boot in 38 minutes, then it happens that we concede goal in that minute, and people start to blame him because he wants to change his boot. I mean, you are just showing me that you didn't see anything else what leads to that goal. But
absolutely.
100%. I mean, criticism is only warranted when it's constructive. When you come from a place of knowledge and you are actually suggesting something to be done well, right? But I don't think it's all negative though. I mean, yes, there are the people who go out there and slam using behind a keyboard, behind a screen like us. But hey, when initially SPL opened up to fans under COVID, there were plenty of fans who thronged to these games, right? There are people who support.
Yeah, there is strong, like how to say, hardcore fan community in Singapore, and these guys are fantastic and they support. And to be honest, I don't have anything against these kind of guys who will be there on the stadium, and later when they come home, they will use the keyboards to criticize. I don't mind, because you show effort and come to the stadium, and
you walk the talk.
But most of the people just see the result and they start to comment. So that is what pissed me off.
Yeah, and then look, I've got to jump in here as well, because Stipe, very much agree with you there. And, sometimes it comes from football people as well, without really properly analyzing the game. They're just hammering players and things like that, without actually saying, this is what was tactically wrong in these situations, and identifying and providing these sorts of constructive criticisms. But Raushan, to your point about fans coming in and supporting the league, there are plenty of good people out there, and that's very encouraging to see as well. People coming out to their local stadiums, coming out to watch the games and watching at home on television and commenting. And I'm very much someone who I think should have every right to your ideas and your opinions, and I don't believe in always shutting out the negativity. We need to learn from that and grow as well, Stipe. But it would help, as you said, if we had, like you said, if you have a negative criticism, to provide an idea on top of that as well. But look, I want to try and get positive here with also the people who do come down and support the league. And I think players are very appreciative of that as well.
And also during the pandemic, no fans allowed, but you see fans outside the stadium sometimes. I was at Jurong East a couple of times. There are fans, and Stipe used to play for Hougang. The Hougang support is one of the strongest support I know of in the local league as well. So there are people who walk the talk, who are willing to put in the support, put in the hard yards, and then come and comment. I think that's fair, right?
Yeah. The only one game which fans were allowed to come was against Hougang, that game, and 250 people came to watch. So whole tickets were sold out like 1 hour 30 minutes before the games. It already shows that there are people who are ready to come and watch the game. And I believe now when the supporters are allowed again on the stadium, that will be packed. 250 people every game.
I just want to get, I've been a fan in the stands before. It's nice. It's buzzing when there's so many people. The atmosphere is good, right? But from a player's perspective, both of you have played in front of fans before. I just want to know what it feels like as a player when you don't have to necessarily, when you score, it's all great, you're celebrating, but how does it feel like when there are fans in the stadium?
It's scientifically proven that when you have fans in the stadium who are chanting, who are supporting you, the dose of adrenaline in your blood is bigger. And as you all know, adrenaline is something good, and it improves your performance. So just by having the full stadiums, people who are supporting there, you will perform 5-10% better than without them. And that plays its part as well.
Yeah, he's put that perfectly. There's nothing really much to add on to that. You play football, you play professional football, and it's a part of the game that you want to have fans in there. We watch football around the world, the Euros, for example, fans coming back into the grounds, and what a huge difference it makes to the whole environment. And they're a huge part of it, a massive part of it, supporters and fans of football. So yeah, I'm really happy that it's opened up and people will come out to watch as well. And I'm grateful that people will still come out and support the local leagues, because really there's nothing like watching a live football match at the stadium, at the venue. And it really gives a big boost to the players as well.
Speaking of fans coming back, obviously when the season resumes, there'll be plenty to look forward to. Stipe, you've had a bit of a break, but Now you go into this new season, the second half of the season with a new coach. I think Haris has joined the team as well. A lot of excitement. What's it been like in the LCS camp during this break and going forward?
I mean, first we were waiting for coach to join us, and Haris was here already 1.5 months ago. And now when he's here, he tried to implement his new idea of playing. I mean, playing style will be different than before. And now we are in this period where we try to adjust to each other, him on us and we on him, you know. And I mean, we are waiting for the game to come back, because honestly it was a very boring period, these 2 months without games. You are training every single week, but you don't have anything like cherry on top at the end of the week. So yeah, we are excited.
What are your first impressions? What have your first impressions been of I know it's still very early days, but first impressions of Kim Do-hoon?
Kim Do-hoon, I mean, my first impression, he's ultimate professional, and he will ask his player to be as him. I mean, and that is something which I like. I think some things need to be changed, not only in our club but in whole Singapore league, where players will be a little bit more aware of what is their job and how to be real professionals. And I am 100% sure with him that he will introduce that culture here.
Unfortunately, yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, that's a great point. Sorry, Roshan, just jumping in. That's a great point you bring up as well, Stipe, about developing that aspect of professionalism in the game overall. I think system-wise as well as the players, and educating them on what it means to be a true professional. I wanted to jump in with a question about squad harmony, because LCS, it's a big squad. There will be certain players who are not perhaps getting the game time that they would have liked. In terms of maintaining squad harmony, in your opinion, does it just boil down from the coach and the coaching staff, or do players as well have a part to play in it?
I mean, it's both, because as a coach you need to keep them motivated even when they are not playing, so they still continue to give their best on the trainings. And of course, as a player, you need to try to find some kind of motivation for yourself, which will push you forward and try to win your spot back. I mean, it's not easy now with this rule, and you need to implement 3 young players, and some of the senior players are not happy with that, but rule is here and we need to accept it and work accordingly to that.
And I just want to touch on the LCS project itself. We talk about professionalism, we talk about implementing a certain style. I think that all will add on to the allure of Singapore Premier League, right? When things are professionally run. I've heard a lot of players, Haris especially most recently, saying the LCS project, he was sold on the LCS project. Stipe, you were obviously sold on this LCS project as well. For just fans like me, what is the LCS project and what are they looking to achieve? Not just this season, but beyond that.
LCS project is actually to embrace excellence in every single way, not only on the pitch, outside of the field as well, because you see they are developing very good academy. They are building the huge training center, which will be the first actual training center, football training center in whole Singapore. And I mean, Forrest was very clear. He wants to compete with everyone, not in Singapore only, but in Asia as well. And for that, I think everyone, not only players, but everyone in the club need to be on that kind of level to achieve that. It will not come overnight. It needs some time to slowly build on it, but I believe it will come one day.
I agree with you. It won't happen overnight. Just quickly, obviously winning the title this year will be a step in the right direction, right, for LCS?
Of course, yeah, that is our main target. And now when EFC Cup is postponed, Singapore Cup is postponed, there is only one competition and we need to put all our energy into it.
Fabulous, Stipe. It's been excellent speaking to you. We wish you all the best for the remainder of the season.
Thanks, Stipe.
Thank
Good
you
luck.
very much. Thank you, guys.